Corporations may purchase their own shares of stock so long as doing so doesn't impair the corporation's capital or cause the corporation's surplus or net assets to be less than the par value of its stock. In the 1997 case Klang v. Smith's Food and Drug Centers, the Delaware Supreme Court considered whether a trial court can defer to a corporation's calculation of its surplus when determining whether a repurchase of stock impaired the corporation's capital. Smith's Food and Drug Centers was a Delaware corporation that owned and operated a chain of supermarkets in the southwestern United States. In 1993, Jeffrey Smith, Smith's chief executive officer, sought to sell Smith's to interested buyers. At the time, Jeffrey and his family held common and preferred stock in Smith's, constituting nearly 62% of Smith's voting control. In January 1996, Smith's entered into an agreement with the Quimbee Companies, a California partnership in the supermarket industry. Under the agreement, Smith's was to give Quimbee over 3 million newly issued shares of its stock. Additionally, Smith's was to undertake a recapitalization where it would assume a large amount of new debt, retire old debt, and offer to repurchase 50% of its outstanding shares for $36 per share. Further, Smith's agreed to repurchase 3 million shares of preferred stock from Jeffrey and his family. Smith's hired an investment firm to examine the transactions and render a solvency opinion. The firm issued a report concluding that the transactions wouldn't endanger Smith's solvency or impair its capital. Specifically, the firm calculated that, after the agreement, Smith's surplus would be $346 million, which was far greater than the par value of its stock. The figures were based on a revaluation of Smith's assets and differed from Smith's balance sheets. In reliance on the report, Smith's board of directors approved the transaction, subject to shareholder vote. Subsequently, Larry Klang and other shareholders filed a class action in the Delaware Court of Chancery against Smith and others, seeking to have the transactions voided or rescinded. In the suit, Klang and others argued that Smith's repurchase of 3 million shares of preferred stock violated Delaware law by impairing Smith's capital. Following a hearing, the court dismissed the plaintiff's complaint in its entirety. Klang and others appealed to the Delaware Supreme Court.